I still don't have my studio set up yet, so I'm just going to start with my phone because I really need to start putting video down and getting my ideas in a audio video format. I am not religious, and I don't really think that's going to matter, but the core message of at least my main series of videos, I think, is going to be about ethics and philosophy. And our culture is based on Judeo Christian values, primarily Protestant Christian values of the last few hundred years. And going forward as such, I want to lay down some groundwork about America and ethics and values. And I'm going to start with the core nugget, which I think we have to have. And that's going to be the American concept of liberty and justice for all. Now, liberty, I think we can all agree on because it's fairly simple. The concept of freedom, being free from impediment, for the purpose of pursuing happiness, your love of God, your celebration of whatever you think God or religion is, the pursuit to make a happy family, to make a way for yourself, to build a good home, to make money, to have a business, to build community. You have an inalienable right that exists outside of a nation or a country or laws or anything else, a built-in freedom that should not be impugned upon. That's a liberty. And the concept of that, liberty and justice for all, is everyone is allowed to be, to think, to live, to love, however they see fit, unless the pursuit of that happiness directly takes away the same from others. And that's where you get to the second part, and justice for all. Now, this one's going to be more nuanced, and it's going to be harder to agree upon because just has to do with what ought to be. So, of course, people are not going to agree on what that is. So you have to have some kind of baseline, some kind of framework. And despite all of America, the country's flaws, and how we've ended up with what we have, I think we can all agree that liberty and justice for all is good. And the concept of justice is good because let's take the American basic here. Liberty and justice for all. Okay, liberty. When someone, in their pursuit of those things of liberty, begins to impede others of the same, the concept of justice is those who are around the person impeding upon the pursuit of liberty need to make that right. They need to right that wrong. They need to remove that impediment. That's justice. That's just, doing what ought. And that's where we're going to have arguments. That's where we're going to have conflicts because different beliefs, different creeds, even different ages or people from different areas, different cultures and customs, they're going to have a different concept of ought. So, justice. What is just and what should be? Liberty, well, we can agree on what that is. I think that people even of the far left and far right can probably agree on liberty, but when it comes to just, well, we have to come together on that one. So, let's talk about justice here for a minute. Let's talk about just. Let me spitball a little. Things that need to be made just are basically things that are agreed upon socially that are wrong and need to be made right. Some of them are pretty easy to get to. Basic Judeo-Christian ones. Don't kill, don't steal, that kind of thing. Then there's nuance. So, justice requires the act of others to fix something that is wrong about an individual. You see this in crime, criminal justice system, penal system, even the concept of rehabilitation, taking responsibility for one's actions. You can even say that's a Judeo-Christian thing, but it's definitely an American thing, definitely a Western thing. You know, punishing people, giving them sentences, giving them fines, hopefully to rehabilitate them, make them think better or do better the next time. That's justice, or at least it's the best we can do. So, justice requires the act of others to go and mess with someone's liberty. Now, of course, the state is always the surrogate for violent or lethal force, and that's kind of why we have states and militaries and borders and all that mess. But of course, that's a completely different bag of snakes we can get into in other videos. So justice requires the purposeful and meticulous impediment of liberty, a surgical approach to take away and alter this concept of liberty in hopes that it will bring about better opportunities for liberty, not just for the person being impugned upon, but for others. So I think that's a good basis, a good framework for us to start with philosophically. Liberty and justice for all. Liberty, I think, any of my listeners and anyone that's of the Western sphere can probably agree that liberty is a thing of a similar definition, and we can probably all agree it's a good thing. So I don't know if I'll need to elaborate much on the liberty element. The justice element, though, is going to require some doing, and that's going to be, at least in my main philosophical series, what I attempt to tackle first. So I wanted to get these ideas out. I've been really sick for a while, and the move was very hard on me. So as you can see, I look a mess, and I probably am not in the best of lighting, but it's been a hard few weeks since the move. But I'm making myself make a video and get things started because I'm already weeks behind schedule. But being bedridden like I was, I've got a lot of work done with writing, so I've at least got the basic outline for 15 or 16 videos already done. So now I just have to get the equipment in my studio set up so I don't have to operate on phone. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Goodbye, and God bless.